In a world of horror, countless hours of cinema, what is truly terrifying? What will keep the kids up at night? What scene can never be unseen? Join us as we watch everything horror and discover the 13 degrees of screams. Welcome to 13 Degrees of Screams. I'm your host, Stephanie, with special guest Charlie from Believing the Bizarre.
And this week we evade the FBI not once, not twice, but numerous times in Trap.
Yay!
Yay! I'm like Shyamalan.
Oh, well, no, I meant yay that you're here.
Oh, yay, I'm here.
You're a little loud.
That's called energy. Oh, that's my...
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotcha.
I'm just ready to bring it. Because I love 13 Degrees of Screams. I said that so well. And I'm just excited to be on the show. I wish Alex was here, but you know what? That's okay. Catch him next time, I guess.
Yeah, catch him outside. No, he's not.
I'll catch him outside.
He's not ready to fight. Alex is actually very tired. He had a trip for work.
He's real eepy.
He's real eepy. His legs are tired. And Charlie has graciously stepped in.
Well, that's kind of you to say.
Yes.
Or you could say you dragged me here, but that's fine. Whatever. I'm kidding.
I thought you were excited to be on 13 Degrees of Screams.
I'm very excited as a joke. I was making a funny joke. So, are we talking about this movie?
Yeah.
What movie are we talking about?
Trap.
I said that in the beginning.
Yes, you did. So, typically, I know you've listened to the show, but, movie background, plot, we'll go over some fun facts in between, and then we'll decide our rating out of 1 to 13. Scariness scales.
Oh, can I say one fun fact?
Sure.
I know M. Night Shyamalan's daughter was in this movie.
Ooh.
It almost feels like it was made for her.
It does. Fun fact, I will just interject now. He was actually going to give the script to somebody else until he found out he could make the movie with his daughter.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm excited to find out who, but...
I don't know. I didn't say who he had intended to
What?
give it to.
You're just going to leave that dangling Chad? That's crazy.
No,
I assumed it was Taylor.
Oh, I don't know if he had I think he was going to let somebody direct it. Somebody else direct it.
Really?
And then he was like, oh, but my daughter could be the pop star in the script.
I wonder if it would have been better. Interesting.
Maybe. There's some glaring problems, but only a few. Are you ready to get into the movie background?
You know what? I was hoping you'd start there, yeah.
Okay. Trap is a psychological thriller film from 2024, crafted by the imaginative mind of M. Night Shyamalan, who took on the roles of writer, director, and producer. The film features a cast that includes Josh Hartnett, Ariel Donahue, Salika Night Shyamalan, Haley Mills, and Allison Pill.
Allison Pill? What a pill. No, actually, I very much enjoy her.
I don't recognize...
Scott Pilgrim versus the World. She was the drummer.
Oh, really?
She goes... And she falls on the drums.
Oh, shoot. Was she the mom?
No, what? And yeah. She was the mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She looks different now.
Very, very different, yeah.
Times have changed and we are aging.
Oh, no. The storyline revolves around a serial killer who manages to evade a police blockade while attending a concert with his daughter. The movie made its debut in New York City on July 24th, 2024, before hitting theaters across the United States on August 2nd, 2024, through Warner Brothers Pictures. It garnered mixed reviews from critics and has so far earned $79 million globally. During production, the filmmakers enlisted thousands of extras who were kept in the dark about the film's plot but were provided with Saliko's music to sing along during scenes. Hartnett shared that several extras offered him support, believing he was anxious, unaware of the character he portrayed. They're like, "God, you look scared."
They're like, "Oh, you look trapped." And he's like, that's how he heard it. But they're like, "Are you okay? You seem upset." And he's like,
Yeah, I'm fine.
Which is good. This is good. It's good to get in the mind of the character as the actor. But also, it's nice that people offered support.
Yeah, that was very kind of them.
That's crazy. He didn't tell everyone the plot. Oh, I guess he didn't want to get out, right?
I guess.
And you just have those extras there to be there.
And I guess it makes a more authentic concert experience. There was choreography. They were actually trying to perform these songs as close as they could.
Yeah. Well, I have.
It's a lot of concerts.
It seems a lot like a little bit of a music video.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
There's enough stuff in between.
Yeah. The concept of the film drew inspiration from Operation Flagship, a 1985 sting operation where law enforcement, disguised as NFL representatives, arrested 101 fugitives at a convention center under the guise of offering free tickets and a chance to win an all-expense-paid trip to the Super Bowl.
Are you for real?
Yes.
They get me.
Specifically Super Bowl XX, which I don't know what numbers those are.
That's 20, my love.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I would have got. I would have got like, free tickets to the Super Bowl, and I get to go see the footballs. I would have been arrested so quick if I was a fugitive.
They're like, please go, sir. This isn't for you. And you'd be like, but I want to get the free
Super Bowl
tickets.
Like, you've done nothing wrong. They're like, what's that got to do with the Super Bowl? And they're like, just go. And they shoot me.
Please stop. Shyamalan envisioned Trap as a blend of The Silence of the Lambs set against the backdrop of a Taylor Swift concert during her Eras tour.
Oh, honey, no. He did what now?
He was stretching a little.
Sounds of the Lambs?
Mm-hmm. That's how he pitched it. Like, what if Silence of the Lambs happened at a Taylor Swift concert?
I don't think he quite got it. That's okay.
I mean, they did their best. And he can...
I'm not over that yet. Lambs?
Yeah.
Different. I guess I get it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Silence of the Lambs isn't... I don't remember Silence of the Lambs being, like, excruciatingly bloody either, considering the subject
No, that's
matter.
not what I mean, though. Just, like, I think just, like, the level of it is just not...
Yeah, I
just don't
understand.
see it, I guess.
Yeah. There's, like, a couple of glaring, like, errors, too, about, like, how the concert was, like, progressing while so many people were, like, out in the venue just walking around.
Well, yeah.
And stuff like that. So, like, a lot of it didn't make a ton of sense that way. But, movie magic.
I guess we shouldn't poke holes yet. We're just going through the plot right now, right?
We're going background.
The background.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He completed the screenplay in just 5.5 months, marking a personal best. In the film...
No, that tracks. Could have used another couple months in the editing room, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, all of the dialogue's always kind of clunky, and that's just kind of his thing.
Yeah, it's almost like his signature. Like our friend Matt was saying, like, that's almost like his signature at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe pick a different signature, I guess, but it's too late now. He's both feet in.
Yeah, he's committed.
Yeah.
In the film, Salika plays the role of Lady Raven, the singer whose concert becomes the focal point of the narrative. While her father was developing the script, she wrote 14 original songs intended to align with the film's action. Previously, she collaborated with Shyamalan on the single for Old 2021 and an EP for the series Servant. Inspired by the musical elements of Purple Rain and his experiences on tour with Salika, Shyamalan infused the film with a rich musical backdrop. The film is one of 2 films released in 2024 that M. Night Shyamalan produced involving his children. His other daughter, Ishana Shyamalan, directed the film The Watchers 2024 as well. It was also advertised.
Yeah, when they're driving by, right?
In their venue and on a billboard or something.
I kind of want to see it. I heard it's not that great, but also someone, I think Matt also mentioned that it was about the Fae, so I'm pretty into that.
Yeah, you do.
So.
That is classic Charlie and BTB lore, right?
Yeah, that is correct. I mean, but I also just generally really enjoy that concept, so
yeah,
I feel like I do need to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I probably would like it a lot, even if it is not like good. What does that good mean, though? I'll have to look it up.
Maybe you'll just like it more in concept than
Yeah.
it is. For the movie Trap, Rotten Tomatoes critic score of 57% and audience score of 65%, with the consensus being an arch thriller given some grounding by Josh Hartnett's committed performance. Shyamalan's Trap will ensnare those who appreciate its tongue-in-cheek style, while the rest will be eager to wriggle out from it.
I don't know. It's 65% audience score?
Yes.
That's not great. It's not good.
No.
What's good? A good score is like 90, right?
I believe so. But Alex has pointed out, too, that Rotten Tomatoes isn't like the be-all of end-all ratings, because if you put anything close to, like if you give something a 2, that automatically marks it negative somehow. Or then if you go up towards 5, even if you're feeling like only like a C+ kind of about this, it'll put it in the positive range.
Tomatoes.
Mm-hmm. Tomatoes.
I don't know. Is there another source that people use, or that's the main source, though?
Yeah, that's what you typically use.
Yeah.
Unless you wanted to get like the old-fashioned critics that used to do it.
You dig them up? What do you mean?
Like the old guys.
Aren't they dead?
I think they are.
Yeah.
So I think...
Showing their corpse this movie. Do you like this movie, old man? It's like,
no.
maybe that's a touch insensitive. Anyway.
Ready for the plot?
Am I ready for the plot?
Mm-hmm.
After all that background?
Yeah.
I can't believe it's only 5.5 months. Yeah, I'm ready for the plot.
In Philadelphia, teenager Riley Abbott is attending a Lady Raven concert with her firefighter father, Cooper. It appears that Riley has had a falling out with some friends at school, and the concert tickets were a reward for her good grades.
Say firefighter father Cooper like 10 times.
Firefighter, Fire Cooper.
You can't do it. I can't do it.
I can't do it either. Firefighter, Father Cooper.
That's a good firefighter father. That's a good tongue twister.
Mm-hmm.
And also, Riley makes me think of Inside Out.
Yeah.
Because his whole time in mind, I saw the emotions. And then you see the dad's emotions. They're like, kill.
They're all the red one, but like in a dark cloak.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, spoilers. He's the killer. Let's keep going, I guess.
It wasn't a secret. As we go through the venue and start off the concert with Cooper's perspective, we notice there's a large police presence at the event, and sporadically men from the crowd are being escorted away. While buying a t-shirt for his daughter, another girl is rude to Riley and takes the shirt she wants, but Cooper remains calm and rational, which the vendor Jamie appreciates. Jamie offers to grab him the shirt his daughter wants from storage in a few minutes, and Cooper nonchalantly asks him about the high level of security at the event.
Hey, what's going on? Cut to the smash cuts on the faces, which I actually really liked.
Really? Where they're like just like looking at their eyebrows?
Yeah, like the super zoom. I actually really liked it because it just felt like, even though they're in such a huge venue, it felt like they were actually really confined.
I think they were going for like a smaller film ratio to make it feel more claustrophobic, like a trap.
I don't think they changed the ratio. I just think they were going for like a really super like close up.
I think originally, but I don't think they went with it for some reason or another.
I think it's hard to do because they wanted to change the camera, I think.
Yeah. I think they wanted it to be smaller screen originally.
But I did like that because it did make it feel like they were confined, which is how it does feel in a crowd sometimes. Like, if you've ever been to like see a concert or like a sports event, like it can get insanely crowded even though there's so much space, which is strange.
Yeah. And those close-ups, like, I mean, this is not an overly violent or bloody movie, but like just the way that they focus in on just like the center of his face, like nose, eyes, and him just going like, hey, buddy, where his smile doesn't reach his eyes.
Yeah, it does make it disturbing though, which is, it's cool that he did that without making like crazy amounts of blood or whatever.
Right.
So I guess props to Shyamalan.
Yeah. Jamie instantly reveals that the FBI found out the serial killer, the butcher, is supposed to be in attendance, and they plan to capture him during the concert. The butcher's identity is revealed to us when Cooper heads into a restroom stall where we see him secretly watching live footage on his phone of his current captive victim. And I just injected a small fact. The character of Cooper uses an iPhone, which deviates from the rules Apple tries to enforce, where villains aren't allowed to do so.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
This is probably because the director financed the film on his own.
Oh.
This was actually one of the films made during the actor strike as well.
Oh, was it?
And it also because he was funding his own film.
That's crazy, though. I feel like you'd have to get like rights from Apple, though, to use it.
Well, not in this case, I guess.
Specifically say it wasn't Apple, though, so maybe that's how they got away with it.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like The Butcher is such a lame name. It's so generic.
Wouldn't they usually like add the city, though? Like the Butcher of Philadelphia?
The Philadelphia Butcher?
Yeah.
I think so. Also, I don't know. It just feels so generic to me. Like the butcher, the baker.
The candlestick maker.
Exactly. I don't know. I feel like
I would be afraid of a candlestick maker killer.
Candlestick maker? There was a man in Germany who did make candles out of human fat.
Okay, we're all gone.
No more here.
What's M. Night Shyamalan up to now?
Let's find out, I guess.
He returns to the vendor table and goes with Jamie into the storage room while he retrieves the shirt. Jamie is obsessed with the butcher case and ends up telling him the code the employees are using to identify themselves to the police. Cooper steals his keycard while he's not looking and uses the password to gain access to a back room where he just happens to see an FBI briefing on him and steals a police radio. And he's just like standing in the back of this crowd while they're all wearing like that SWAT uniform. And I'm like,
yeah. I feel like you shouldn't be allowed here.
Right. Like, even if you are an employee, wouldn't you kind of be like, beat it?
Yeah. So I talked about it a little bit during when we watched the movie, but he is, in D&D terms, he is a high charisma build. High charisma, high luck.
Yes. Everything happens for him.
Yes. So he's just out there rolling nat 20s. It's
every
crazy.
time.
In charisma,
time.
whenever there's a charisma role. Although not always. Most of the time.
Well, there's that one time where, you can't all, it can't all be 20s.
Sometimes
he got like a 17 and it just wasn't going to work.
Or sometimes it's an 11. It's a nothing role.
Right. Cooper goes out to pull the fire alarm, but when he hears a woman predicting that he'll cause some sort of widespread panic for the crowd so he can escape, he decides otherwise.
In the radio.
Mm-hmm.
That happens to be what he was looking at doing.
Yes.
Okay. Just throwing it out there.
Sorry. Yeah, because he has the police radio and he hears them talking about it and he's already has his hand on the fire alarm.
Should I do it?
Lots of people are passing him in this hall and no one's like, hey, buddy, no, don't do it.
Yeah. It's all the dads are like, do it, please.
We want to go.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I haven't put her in the plot just because it's such a weird interaction and nothing comes of it. But we also have him running into Riley's friend's mom several times.
Mom.
Who, if I went in blind and, couldn't deduce with any sort of reasoning that this man was the killer, I'd be like, it's probably the friend's mom that's the killer.
No, I know, for sure.
She is
off.
Weird.
Off is the word, I think.
Yeah, she really wants Riley to be friends with her child again, but also it's like, you're gonna be friends with my kid?
I think, if you want to put an introspective lens on it, I think she's realizing it's a loss of innocence for her child.
Because her child, we see them cut to her child and she freaks out at one point.
I feel weird calling a 12-year-old a bitch, but she's low-key a bitch.
Brat.
Yeah. But I think that's what it is. I think she's realizing that her child is growing up to be a mean girl, and she's upset about it and wants the old relationships that she fostered as a youth to come back, and that might not be a thing.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good insight, actually.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I said, yeah, actually, surprise.
Oh no, sorry. I'm glad you were able to make something of it. I just thought it was a very weird exchange that they could have cut. Honestly,
yeah, I get it though. It almost sorry, not to go more into it. It almost sharply counters the perspective of the dad, though.
Yeah,
who's more focused on himself,
right? And we've heard the comparison too from our friend Matt that it was supposed to be an analogy for balancing work and these big pictures for Shyamalan, but then also having these close family ties and stuff.
If we keep mentioning Matt like this, I feel like people are going to think that he's not real. And our friend Matt is just like the internet.
Did you ever ask Matt? Ask Jeeves?
Yeah.
No, he is not a figment of our imagination. We should probably put him on the show, though, one time.
I think Matt should be on the show many times.
Well, yeah, probably.
All right. Continue with the plot, please.
Okay. He then sneaks into a food booth, drops large bottles of oil in the fryer, which causes a large... No,
it was a lard explosion.
A lard explosion. A large explosion, maiming a worker, and allows him to sneak onto the roof in the ensuing chaos.
Yeah, that was sick. I love that part.
It was really the only violence we got. You would think a person of his caliber would be snapping necks everywhere he went to get out of this situation.
That leaves a trail, though.
I guess, but still.
That's where he uses the code word.
Yes. Yeah, he runs into some police officers, but since he knows the code word and happened to grab an apron that had an informational card in it given to the employees before the event, they are not suspicious of him.
So lucky. Natural 20 right there.
Right. And the luck thing. He just has a gold coin with him all the time.
A gold coin?
A gold coin.
What do you mean?
Luck of the Irish kind of gold.
Oh, okay. I was not sure you're going with that.
I don't know. But they're not suspicious of him, and he learns that there is an FBI profiler, Dr. Josephine Grant, there to lead the manhunt. There's a little fun play on words with her and the fact that she's Haley Mills, by the way, who originally played the identical twins in the 1961 version of Parent Trap. So not the Lindsay Lohan version, but the other one. And, Parent Trap, and here she is trapping a parent.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Everyone's like, wow, look at these words together.
She's like, that's why you hired me? And Sean was like, yes.
Exactly. I sought you out specifically for this.
Yes.
Cooper returns to Riley watching the concert, but she's upset that he keeps running off and leaving her there alone. He promises to stay close by, but, he actually doesn't. And Riley tells him how she's excited for Lady Raven to choose her dreamer girl. A girl she chooses to come up on stage and dance with her that just so happens to receive backstage access. And Riley is hoping she'll be chosen.
But hold on. We missed her friend appearing out of the ground.
Yes, I was about to say, I didn't add this into the plot, but she does have a couple of guest stars that are interesting characters, to say the least.
Mm-hmm. And this guy comes out of the ground right in front of them.
Yeah, which is like a safety issue, too. Like, you wouldn't have it this close to the ground.
And Cooper's like, hey, wouldn't it be fun to explore downstairs?
There's probably costumes and stuff. Want to go down there?
That goes nowhere, unfortunately. But that would have been super fun.
That's his only Nat Zero, where she was like, what are you talking about?
Nat Zero. It's worse than a Nat 1.
It's a crit hit there. Assuming the stage door will be the only exit unmanned, Cooper approaches Lady Raven's uncle, who just so happens to be in the crowd already, and convinces him that Riley is in remission after suffering from leukemia, which gets her selected as Lady Raven's Dreamer Girl.
Also, what a pool to like randomly find the uncle.
Right.
And also, who played the uncle?
Oh, we all know. Who do you think? Unnamed uncle?
It was M. Night Shyamalan.
Of course, he was just waiting there.
I liked that. I thought it was fun.
Yes. While Riley is on stage with Lady Raven, Cooper scrambles to find an exit, but realizes they would still have to go through a security check even if they left from backstage. So when the concert is over, he takes Lady Raven aside, revealing himself to be the butcher, and showing her his footage of his hostage Spencer, who will be killed with carbon monoxide remotely if she doesn't escort them out of the venue in her limo.
Oh, damn, I'm jumping that part. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess you're right. It's like the first third.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh, well, it must be almost over here.
Yeah.
No, Lady Raven is very much included even after they leave the concert.
I guess there's another third of this movie. So the first 2/3 is the concert. Then back
they do spend a lot of time on songs, and I'm sorry, I'm not a regular Lady Raven fan.
There is one moment where Riley gets on stage as the Dreamer Girl, and then the friend who is becoming a mean girl sees that, freaks out at her mom. You see the audience. It's pretty great.
Yeah, and you're like, well. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Why we're not friends anymore.
Yeah.
Lady Raven complies, but once they are leaving, she asks Riley if she can see her house so she can give the FBI more time to figure out what's happened. While there, Lady Raven tries to subtly hint that Cooper is the butcher by explaining the FBI operation at the concert to trap the serial killer and listing attributes of Dr. Grant's profile on him.
And at this point, we are untrapped, by the way.
Yes, technically. No trap.
No more trap.
We're just in our home. Having a great time with our dad and famous pop star.
Yeah, right? As one does.
Yeah. Cooper tenses when she points out that the individual would have had a troubled relationship with her mother and obsessive-compulsive tendencies.
Oh, yeah, because you kind of skipped in the plot a little bit. Like, every now and again, there's, like, random shots of this older lady in, like, a house dress.
Mm-hmm.
And like, everyone else is gone, but just her. Like, particularly, like, you see her after the explosion.
And like anytime he does anything remotely violent.
Yeah, and she's just like looking there, judging him with her gray hair, and she's like, like a mom does.
Yeah.
And she doesn't say anything.
She's just like a figment of his imagination. I felt weird bringing her up because of how the MO and everything was written out. And Amanda the Jedi had a really good explanation of this when she did her review on this, that what his actions are in comparison to like this weird history with his mom doesn't really match up to the crimes he's committing.
Yeah, no. Like it's like he's just killing whoever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of like hint at it later. He's like, I like to kill people who are like incomplete.
Yeah.
And it's like, what does that mean? But besides his vague reasoning, it doesn't match anything.
Right.
And so it's not like, why are you blaming the mom? Because, like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Like, they're trying to say as if, like, this would be someone that would only kill moms. It's basically based on how much he's focused on her like otherwise.
Like the co-ed killer, Ed Kemper. He killed co-eds because his mom taught at college, and he felt beneath them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's,
And that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that logically makes sense. I mean, it doesn't, really, but...
Well, you know what I mean? Based on how we understand serial killers. Mm-hmm. It's almost as if like Shyamalan took like a bunch of different things about serial killers and like just sprinkled them all together. And it was like, I'll do this guy.
Yeah.
Also, despite Lady Raven's audience being mostly teenage girls, the FBI discovered the butcher would be at the concert from a torn ticket receipt left in a vacant house that was reported anonymously. Dun, dun, dun. Lady Raven then performs a song at the family piano, pocketing her and Riley's phone during. So when she asks to take a selfie afterwards, she has the opportunity to take Cooper's phone to do so, then promptly locks herself in the bathroom.
That was wild.
Yeah, it was like, she rolled like her first nat 20.
I don't even know if she did, but
She was like, we can use your dad's phone, and just like rips it out of his hands and takes a selfie and then just like, I gotta go.
And in the heat of the moment, trying not to lose his cover, I think he's like, what are you doing? And it came off super scary, actually.
Yeah. He was the scariest in the house, honestly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
On Cooper's phone, she gets Spencer to give her details about his location and then live streams with her audience to give them the information to send the police to rescue Spencer. Outside the room, Cooper is trying to break the door down, and the family is screaming at him when Lady Raven tells them through the bathroom door that Cooper is the butcher, and then everything goes quiet. And I'm like, okay, here's the moment where he'll actually be violent and like kill the family or something like that.
I thought that might happen.
Mm-hmm. Not really, no. This is actually probably the most family-friendly of serial killers you could actually see with a child.
They're so separated. Like his family and his other life are so separated.
Yeah.
Like that's part of the game for a lot of killers too.
True. Lady Raven messages her driver to call the police, and Cooper comes back to unlock the door, having locked his family upstairs. Cooper takes Lady Raven to the garage and attempts to drive off with her when he's confronted by the family. They momentarily distract him and allow Lady Raven time to flee to her limo. And this is what you were saying about they're so separated. He says something about, like, I never even thought that there was a way to escape because I just don't mix these lives together.
Yeah. Like when they're going to limo, right? He's like giving them messages. It's like to live their normal life. Like the heater guy's coming on Tuesday. They'll scam you, which I would be scammed. I know I would. I listen, I'm a sucker for a hard sell.
You just don't want to tell anyone no. You're like, they're trying so hard.
Don't like to say no. It makes me sad.
I know. Yeah. At our house, I have to chase off the solicitor.
That's true. I'm like, you want to sell me what now? You want to spray our yard for a year? Okay, that's fine, I guess.
You can do that.
It's only $85,000 a month. Okay.
All right. Seems reasonable. Thank you, sir, for coming.
You, sir, may have another.
The SWAT team arrives, and it appears like Cooper is going to kill himself in the garage because it's just like a slow shot of him like disappearing.
He's going to totally midsummer himself.
And yeah, he's reminding the kids of these upcoming school projects and repairs and tells Riley that she'll be fine at school and everything with those kids. But as soon as the door rolls down, he actually manages to escape using a secret tunnel in the pantry. I was like, how did we not?
That's some bullshit.
The family not know.
This is all bullshit. I like this part, but it's so silly.
It is very silly. And I think like the biggest plot hole of this movie is he had to reveal himself to get out of the venue, but now he's just so slippery.
Yeah, no.
He just can't be caught. He's just like constantly like slipping out of places.
Yes, yeah, he's like, what? How do you change his clothes? What? What's going on? What?
While Lady Raven drives away, Cooper reveals himself as the driver, disguised in SWAT gear. Don't know where we got that.
Bullshit.
And tells her how she fits the criteria for his victims, which are people that are broken. So that's why he butchers them into pieces.
Yeah, and he pictured when he like saw her do an asthma puff at the concert.
Yeah, she was using her inhaler.
That doesn't make you broken. That just means she has asthma.
Oh, yeah. She mentions briefly in the concert, like I said, this is way too focused on Shyamalan's daughter, really, about how her father left her. So I think he internalized that as like, oh, she's incomplete.
That also
she doesn't
didn't
have
make
her daddy.
That didn't make the asthma the issue, though.
I know.
Because it didn't get triggered until then.
Yeah.
No, maybe
I don't know. There was also like with her little guest performers, some guy just kind of walks out on the side of the stage and they're like, I'm lactose intolerant. You're trying to make me dookie in my pants.
You make me doo-doo on myself. You're not going to stop till you make me doo-doo on myself. That was Kid Cudi, by the way.
Yes.
And that was the funniest line
of the whole movie. And it just was random.
Maybe in 2024. That was amazing. Which also Kid Cudi from Cleveland, day and night. Thank you very much.
Okay. He handcuffs her to the ground, like to the ground of the car. But she manages to open the window and draw a mob of fans to her with her calls for help. The crowd surrounds the car, blocking them in as the SWAT team arrives again. But Cooper manages to slip out in a changed outfit and blend into the crowd as he gets away. Cooper returns home and corners his wife, Rachel, suspecting that she was the anonymous tip the FBI received. She confesses that she put the ticket receipt at a vacant house she followed him to.
So random.
After she realized he was going out at night and coming home smelling like hospital-grade cleaning supplies.
Yeah, and like even like at that point, like just call the police, but like maybe he's the killer?
Yeah.
I don't understand the point of making them set up a whole trap for a concert.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not safe because, you know, if he was an actual killer, like he probably would have killed a lot of people. trying to get away, honestly. And then 2, like, you're sending your daughter into that.
Yeah, with someone you think is a killer.
Person that you think is a killer. And then 3,
I
like...
thought for a minute here, sorry.
Well, I was just going to say 3, like, how far away was this concert? Like, when she originally, like, left these tickets there, like, I'm sure they had a couple weeks to prepare.
Mm-hmm.
So they just kept on going about her regular day. And she was like, gotta find out my husband's the killer on Saturday.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, for a second there, I thought the wife was in on it.
Yeah, because she wanted to stay at home after the kids had been sent to an aunt's or something.
For a second, just for a little bit, I was convinced.
Yeah, because she had like this weird cutaway where she was making tea by herself.
Well, even like during not Taylor Swift,
Lady Raven.
Yeah, she was like telling aspects about it. I was like, oh shit, maybe that's her more than him.
Oh yeah, you think?
I thought for a moment.
I think that would have been a good twist at this point.
I think so too.
But the twist is just that Cooper is very slimy and could just...
He's slippery.
He's slippery. He's like Jell-O.
And then his plan, I guess I'll let you tell it.
Okay. Cooper tells her he plans to kill her and himself, but Rachel convinces him to share the leftover pie with her that she made for Riley.
Everybody loves pie.
Yeah. Last thing I want to do, eat some pie.
Shit, me too.
Cooper admits he now resents Rachel for not allowing him to see his kids grow up, and then realizes she's drugged the pie with what he gives his victims.
Dun, dun, dun.
Mm-mm. Cooper starts to hallucinate the image of his mother, who calls him towards her. He goes to her, but is tased by several officers, and it was actually Dr. Grant impersonating his mother.
Yeah, well, I think that was just an hallucination. I don't think she was actually impersonating her.
Well, I think she was like talking to him like his mom is the thing.
And then the fact that tasers didn't bring him down initially, that was
And he
nuts.
was drugged too. Like these are, I don't know, maybe the wife didn't give him enough or something like that, but he's like Superman, just like keeps going.
Yeah, he was like on ketamine. It was crazy. And then he tackles this one SWAT guy and tries to
gouge out his eyes.
I was like, what?
Yeah, these are the only 2 violent scenes with the girl with the frying oil that gets maimed. And when he tries to pop some eyes out.
I was like, what? It was pretty crazy. And then he went down because tasers.
Yeah. So they take him away in handcuffs, but he stops to fix Riley's bike laid askew in the yard. He hugs his daughter goodbye and is then loaded into a police van.
Yeah, we also had that scene where Lady Raven's like visits the family that saved the kid.
Yeah, well, that's why I mentioned like sending the police to save Spencer.
I thought the uncle for real busted in the house and got him.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think he's also a huge Lady Raven stan. And would do anything she wants.
The uncle? Yeah, yes. Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, and he also did specify that he was the maternal uncle.
He did. It was strange.
Not her father. Her father's shit.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, no. That was... I meant Shyamalan. I meant the uncle from the kid that was that found the live stream.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was like, my uncle saved him.
Oh, okay. I forgot that part.
A lot of uncle stuff.
Yeah, a lot of uncles.
Yeah, M. Night Shyamalan was like, I'm the
maternal uncle.
Yeah, not her husband's son.
Yeah, no, he was shit. I'm good, actually. And also, these are also big red flags for the plot as well, that he got to hug his daughter goodbye after evading the police like 7 times.
Like, let's let him have a final speech.
Yeah, and he got to touch the bike and everything. And, no. And they load him into a police van. As it drives away, Cooper starts laughing as he's taken a smoke from the bike and picks the lock on his handcuffs.
Yeah, no, realistically, to me, I feel like if he had been tased by like 3 tasers and not gone down, you'd be wheeling away Cooper in a body bag.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they let him have his smoke freedom.
Yeah, and honestly, I would think that they would have him like restrained on a stretcher or something at this point.
Yeah, like an electric.
Yeah, kind of. Just how many times he's gotten away from them.
Speaking of Silence of the Lambs.
Right. Then in a mid-credit scene, we see Jamie watch the news and realize that Cooper was the butcher. He freaks out and yells, "I'm never talking to anyone at work ever again."
That was good.
Valid advice.
Still not as funny as you want me to do on myself.
No.
But it's still really good, though.
But it was good. I thought the whole thing was going to take place at the concert, honestly.
I did too. That's the way they framed it. But I thought it was pretty interesting what they did with it. So.
Yeah.
It would have got a little stale if it all stayed in the concert, I think.
Yeah, because the songs were long. I mean, not saying she seems talented.
Yeah.
I think if I would have actually known the music, I might have liked it a little better, but...
We were approaching the end. I was like, the concert. We were approaching the end of the concert. I was like, doesn't seem this whole thing. Maybe it's going to take place after the concert in like the empty venue or something.
Yeah, maybe.
But that's what I thought was going to go.
Yeah. But after he starts like escaping them like every 2 minutes, it almost gets funny, like hysterical in the way of like, how many more times is he going to do this? Like,
yeah.
And aside from the girl he attacked at the venue with the frying oil and the one SWAT guy, he's really not like violently doing anything to anybody while he's evading the cops. Like,
again, though, I think that's the separation. I think that's really the separation of who he is as the butcher versus who he is as
him trying to be normal.
The family man. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What a ride. What a wild, wild ride. Really fun, though. I guess we'll get more into that.
Okay. Let's get into the rating. So, are you familiar with our scariness scale?
I mean, of course I am as an avid listener, but I feel like we should go over it just in case.
Okay. So, there is, starting at the bottom, 1 to 3, family fun time. So, these will be your movies that aren't scary, that are like kind of your PG rated movies that you can watch with children as well.
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Alvin and the Chipmunks, yeah. There's 4 to 6, which is a little scary, but I'll deal. And 7 to 9 is There's Something Behind Me, like those ones that kind of just like stick in the back of your head, like, ooh, I'm a little scared. Maybe I'll make sure like all my doors are locked today. There's 10 to 12 where I can't unsee this, like I have been scarred. And then there's 13, like I would rather die before I have to watch this again.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you feeling on this? Well, what was your initial like expectation going in?
So my expectation going in was definitely, I was thinking like a 5 or 6 actually.
I thought so too.
Mm-hmm. Like not super scary, but like, oh, a little creepy.
Mm-hmm. Well, definitely when you go in with like a serial killer mentality, you expect some blood,
Old was
something.
Also pretty
more graphic than this.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was expecting.
Mm-hmm. So you would say you thought maybe like a 6?
5 or 6.
5 or 6.
There.
Like he doesn't go extremely
5.5.
He doesn't go extremely gruesome, at least in the stuff we've seen. But you know, he doesn't always shy away from blood. But oddly, he did in this one. It seemed.
I think he just wasn't the focus.
Yeah,
you know.
I guess, but yeah, I would say you could almost watch this with kids. But like my expectation was like 5 or 6 as well.
Yeah,
but I would say you could probably get away with watching this.
Honestly, my real rating is probably a 3.
Yeah. I think realistically,
a little bit of guidance.
I think Alex would hate that because he doesn't want to like encourage children to watch violent movies.
He doesn't want them to be like him.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think this isn't really violent.
Yeah, because I feel like we could watch this with Tyler's kid and he would just be like off playing and not really realize anything was happening.
Yeah, maybe with a little bit of guidance, I could see a family watching this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. I don't think you even need to really focus on everything's pretty covered and chill. Like
the body scene where he shows in the pictures.
Yeah, but
like it's all covered up.
But those are all covered with tarps, so you don't really know exactly what you're looking at.
Yeah, there's nothing that bad.
Aside, like the gouging out of the eyes and stuff like that, he doesn't get far enough where he's actually done real damage.
Right.
And with the oil thing, she just looks like she has like a lot of hives or something. It wasn't awful.
He doesn't get like Game of Thrones Oberyn Martell kind of gouge.
No,
nowhere near that.
Yeah, so I would say probably 3.5, I guess, to try to like get it into that a little scary, but I'll deal and everything.
Not even really,
but
though.
It's not
it's
really.
Hard, yeah.
It's not even.
It was. I mean, it's super fun.
It's a fun time.
Yeah.
Honestly, it seems like they might be setting us up for a sequel. The way they try to end it.
Yeah.
With him getting away.
Weirdly, I feel like this could be a party movie.
Yeah.
I can see this on at a party.
This could be a drinking game with how many times he says weird things like buddy.
Fun. It would be a fun game. Like, you could do a whole M. Night Shyamalan party. That'd be fun, though.
Yeah, that's true. So we're about at the end. Would you like to tell the audience how they can find you in Believing the Bizarre?
Oh, my God. So if you've not heard Believing the Bizarre, you can go to any podcast player like you're listening to right now. You can go, unless you're watching on YouTube, honestly. We are on Spotify, Apple, any podcast player, anything you like.
But you can listen on YouTube to your episodes, right?
You can. It's there. We've also got a bunch of stuff on YouTube. It's there. It's not something I think of offhand.
We didn't either. But here we are.
If you want to find Believing the Bizarre, you can pretty much find us anywhere. We've got Instagram, Facebook. We're everywhere you listen to podcasts. And our tagline is a podcast as bizarre as you are. And we rank things. So we talk about a topic, go through the discussion, we go through the stories. We talk about how plausible it really is. And then we rank them on a scale from believable, viable, skeptical, unbelievable. And if that sounds like a fun time to you, please join us on Believing the Bizarre.
Yeah, and this is like your cryptid, It's your listener submissions, ghost stories, alien encounters, a wide variety of stuff. Every time I think about how much paranormal stuff I could not list in my own podcast, I'm like, oh, well, Charlie's done hundreds of episodes at this point.
Yeah,
and
we're
just
over
keeps
200.
going.
Over 200.
Yeah.
Can't believe that.
It's a great show, so you guys should check it out.
Well, thank you for having me on 13 Degrees of Scream.
Oh, thank you for coming and joining me. I was very excited to record with you.
Yeah, I was too. This is a lot of fun.
Oh, I'm glad you had fun. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed the show and listen on Apple Podcast or Spotify, giving us a 5-star rating is super helpful. You could find us on social media using 13 Degrees of Screams and even watch our episodes on YouTube sometimes. Charlie doesn't, but, you know.
That's just a me thing. You should watch them on YouTube.
Yes, it is a fun time. This has been 13 Degrees of Screams, and we will see you next week.
This is a scream.
Yeah, you got that. Bye.
Bye.
In Philadelphia.
In Philadelphia cream cheese.
Philadelphia cream cheese.
And then I knew you're going with Will Smith with that. I knew you're about to sing. I knew
West Philadelphia.
Yes, there you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Did you hear they did a serious adaptation of that?
Yeah, isn't it called just Fresh Prince or something?
No, it's called Bel Air.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I remember. And I'm like,
I kind of want to see it. Isn't that crazy?
Really?
I'm curious. Well, you know what? They went pretty serious on the show, though.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So there were moments where,
wouldn't it just be super dark?
Like, Will got fucking shot.
Yeah. Yeah, several instances where I was like, oh, no, we're not having a fun, goofy time anymore.
Yeah. I'm curious. I'm curious about the Bel Air show.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he was also in Bel Air because he got the shit kicked out of him and his mom sent him there.
Yeah.
It's all in the song.
Boys will be boys.
Yeah.